Hi, I'm Blisy.
Hey, if you enjoy the video, consider clicking like, subscribe, bell notification, and the join button. Becoming a channel member is only $4.99 a month. It really helps me out, and you get a bunch of perks like these badges for how long you've been a member for. You get these emojis for my live stream chats, and you get access to my videos when I upload them instead of when I release them. So thanks so much, and enjoy the video.
Hey everyone, today is going to be a short guide on how to RNG Pokespot IVs. If you want to get shininess, nature, gender, you have to watch the Pokespot PID video, which is a separate process. It's a two-part RNG. You have to do two different RNGs. And if you don't understand a lot of the concepts here, please watch my XDRNG Basics guide. With that out of the way, you're going to need to open up Pokefinder and go to the GameCube Seed Finder portion. And you're going to find your initial seed like you're used to by going into Quick Battle after Battle versus CPU. So while I'm finding my seed here in Pokefinder, like I said, if you've not watched my XD Basic Guide, please watch that. There's going to be a bunch of different concepts and stuff you're going to need that I cover in that video. But for this guide, you're going to need Pokefinder, XDSeed, XDCheck, and Flowtimer in order to find your seed and do your frame advances properly. Once your seed is found, you're going to open up XDCheck. And this is going to be to search for a spread. So the first thing you need to do is, since we're doing Pokespot, we're going to check the Pokespot button. And the tool's in Japanese, so if you want to, when you want to fill out the natures and stuff, you're going to have to translate those. Set your IVs that you're searching for, and set the hidden power that you want. Again, they're all in Japanese, but you can just Control-C every hidden power until you find the one that you want, and paste it into Google Translate if you can't read Japanese. For the nature, even though the nature is already going to be locked, you're going to need to put the nature down so you can see the proper stats that are going to show up. This is the ability box. I have a trap inch in there, which can't have more than one ability, so there's that. And then I put in hidden power bug and I hit search and I get all of my seeds. And then you check the leftmost column there and hit Control-C. We're going to open up XDCeed now, and we're going to paste all of the potential seeds, which are basically just frames. And then we're going to paste our initial seed in the top box here, and we're going to click search. This is going to show us how many frames away our initial seed is from multiple different potential target seeds. So as you can see, I got very lucky, and the first I got a really low one, which is only 775,301 frames away, which is roughly 243 seconds, which is super nice. Normally, advancements in XD can take a really long time, and so since I've got such a short amount of time here, it's going to be really quick to advance that. So, then in XDSeed, we're going to copy the amount of frames, and we're going to go one tab to the left. We're going to paste that amount of frames in the two middle boxes there, and we're going to increase the one on the left decrease the one on the left by 5,000 and increase the one on the right by 5,000. Then we're going to paste our initial seed in the top box. Now we need to figure out how many frames we're going to be doing to advance here. So to do that, you're going to subtract 5,000 because we want to undershoot our target frame by a few thousand just to give us some leeway. And I'm going to set up Flowtimer here to the way I like it, with just the number of beeps and stuff. So we've subtracted our target frame by 5,000 again just to give us some leeway so we can undershoot it by a little bit. That's how I like to do it. Then divide that number by 3,179.1 and take the first 6 digits of that and just type them into Flowtimer. That will convert seconds into milliseconds. As you can see, 242,301 is the milliseconds I'm aiming for. So once you're ready to go and you're loaded up into your game, I like to be outside of Cypher Labs for this. Start the frame advancements, and I like to use Ladybug for this, but you can use any shadow Pokemon you want. Alright, once your timer has gone off and all your frames are advanced, you're going to back out, and now we have to figure out where exactly we are, and you do this just by the usual fidget thing. So we got to watch this dude fidget around and see how many frames advance here. So this is a very tedious process, and you just kind of have to input all of the fidgets individually as he does them. It sucks, but there's really just not much else you can do about it. It just takes a really long time. Alright, so once you only have one seed left from that, you're going to paste it into here to see how far away you are. As you can see, I'm about 10,000 frames away. So I'm going to subtract 500 from that, and see how long it's going to take me to advance using a much slower method. So about 3.2 minutes, 197 seconds. So we're going to convert that to milliseconds so I can do frame advancements using Flareon, which is much slower, and I'm going to use the party menu as you can see here. The way this works is that when you view a non-shadow Pokemon in the party menu here, it advances at 48.5 frames per second, which is way slower, but the slowness of this is nice. It lets you be a bit more precise, so I'm going to do that as my next advancement method. Once that's done, you're going to have to then re-find your seed the same way we did before with the fidgets. Now, while this is happening, I'm going to take the time to discuss a few things about this RNG that are going to make it difficult right now. So the main thing about this RNG that is difficult is that after this, you have to take the bike to whatever Pokespot you're aiming for, right? And there's a little cutscene where you're riding on a bike, and that bike cutscene actually has inconsistent amount of frame advancements. So, and the amount of frames not only varies, but it varies significantly based on where you are in the game. For me, I'm very early in the game at this point, right? I don't even have all 3 cave spots unlocked, and I don't have the Mirror B radar. Now, this RNG will not work at all if the Mirror B radar is working, and it also gets messed up by the roaming bonsly. So I would only recommend doing this RNG after either before the bonsly thing and before Mirror B, or after you've done the bonsly thing and you've finished completing Mirror B's radar, right? So if you're doing it before, like I am, the bike cutscene can advance either 5,647 frames, 5,657 frames, or 5,691 frames. It will be one of those 3 for me. It was every single time. If you're going for after the Mirror B cutscene, I got, or after everything is done and you've completed the game basically, I got 7,445 the most by far, but I also got 7,425 or 7,510 frames of advancements. I know there's kind of a lot to take in, and I will post my notes down below, but because of the inconsistent nature of this, the best way I think it's going to be is you have to assume that you're going to be advancing the smallest number of frames, because if you assume you're advancing more than the smallest number of frames, right, then if you assume that you're advancing more than the smallest number of frames, you could just easily overshoot it. So if you always assume, try to aim under the smallest number of frames, even if you end up advancing the largest number of frames, you'll be under all 3 of them, and you're going to be able to account for that. And I'll explain that a little further. But until then, I'm going to do my final advancements here. So as you can see, I'm going to be doing the advancements using the item menu, which advances 13 while you're out here outside the Cypher Lab, and I'm going to be saving, which advances by 63. Now keep in mind the frame advancement from the bike cutscene, for me, before the Mirror B, like before I unlocked the 3rd cave spot, right, the 3rd Pokespot, was always odd, and you're going to have to account for that. Now afterwards, it can be odd or even, which sucks, but the 7,510 frame advancement, which is even, was not that much, so was not that often for me. So I would assume odd. It's going to be an odd amount of frame advancements every time. So keep that into account when you're doing your final frame advancements of saving, like I am here, because you could potentially throw off your balance, right? If you want to hit an odd frame and you advance an odd number of frames, you could, like, you know what I mean? You could accidentally jot yourself off of an or onto an even number. So just make sure all of your math adds up. So after your advancements are done here, you're going to do you don't have any more real advancements to do. You're going to undershoot your target, right? I undershot the lowest amount, 5,647, by like 10 frames or so. So you're going to take your bike cutscene. You're going to be very nervous about how many frame advancements are going to occur here. And then don't hit A. This dude can wiggle here. So what you're going to do is now use the wiggles to figure out which frame you're on and how many frames potentially advanced. And once you do that, once all of the wiggling is done, you can then start your encounter. So to just kind of verify, and luckily you can really minimally search how many frames you're trying to advance, right? Put a range of just like 5,600 to like 5,800, and it'll figure out really quickly how many frames you advance, probably in only like 2 or 3 button presses here, or fidgets here rather. So that's really nice. And once you've done that, you can hit A to start your encounter. I cut the rest of the fidgets out because, no joke, that was actually like 10 minutes. No, like 15 minutes of just watching this kid fidget. He only does one fidget every 20 seconds. It's really awful. But once you've confirmed and you've done your final amount of advancements, start the battle and get ready to go. The battle does 4 advancements itself, I believe, but you might have to double check that for yourself. And yeah, all you have to do is not blow it on catching this Pokemon here. I was actually too nervous because I was fairly sure I was successful this time. I was actually too nervous really to damage it. I don't remember if I damaged it or not, but yeah. So once you catch it, you can actually verify the IVs in XDCheck. The way you do that is click this box here and pick the proper Pokemon down from this drop menu. This will show you by the stats, and then type. Oh, actually, no, it's the other way around. Sorry. Make sure you check this box and then type in this level correctly, and make sure you have the Pokemon drop down. And then hit search again, and when you scroll over to here, it will show you all of the different stats, and you just have to remember to make sure you know which seed you aimed for, but you can compare the stats of a perfect Trapinch to the one you got, or whichever different Pokemon you aimed for, and by doing that, you will verify that you're at the correct frame. And this is just going to be a fun little thing here. So I do have a hacked Wii, and I'm able to extract my XD save file, and I've already given this Trapinch away to like a few different people, so this is just going to be a fun thing. Link in the description if you have a way to like inject stuff into your save file or whatever you want, be it, you know, Gale of Darkness or a Gen 3 game or Converted or whatever. I'm just going to put like a download link to the Trapinch in the description, so anyone who wants this Trapinch that I RNG can just download it for fun. Maybe I'll do a pinned comment instead, but who knows. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. I just want to give a big thank you to all of my channel members. You guys are amazing and allow me to put out more content than I would otherwise because of the monetary income this gives me. A special shout out to Achroma and Super Saiyan, the Blissed God tier members who have donated generous $24.99 a month to me. You guys are amazing and unbelievably generous. I couldn't do this without you guys. If you want to become a member yourself, you can do so by clicking the join button down below. I also want to give a big shout out to people who donated super chats this month. So that's Achroma, Waylon, and John Bond. Thank you guys very much. You're all awesome, and I'll see you next time.